What's up, everybody? I'm back with another episode of the Keep Going podcast. Today's guest is Bryce Wheeler. He's a real estate agent here in Oklahoma City with Copper Creek Real Estate. He began his career in 2022. Prior to that, he worked as a golf professional at Trails Golf Course in Norman, Oklahoma. During that time, he was also pursuing professional golf for himself. He was able to fulfill that dream, but not in the way he intended. During that time, he experienced a ton of darkness. As he was losing touch with his faith and his relationship with God, the depression and low times continued to increase. He switched his mindset, got closer to God, improved his gratitude, and really pushed forward to create a new life for himself. It's so awesome for people to be vulnerable on this show, to talk about the challenges they go through, because you never know who it can help. Bryce is a wonderful man, full of value, wisdom, and energy. And in this episode, you get to learn that no matter how dark it can get, you can always find God, find the light, and keep going. I appreciate you a lot, man. I hope you all enjoy this episode. As always, keep going. That was cool to be able to connect to you in person.
Yeah.
Like, go to the birthday for Copper Creek, end up talking to you for an hour.
Yep.
So I'm glad we're finally here.
Man. That's great.
Thank you so much, Bryce.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. I really wanted to start with learning about you.
Yeah.
And I know when we were there, you're like, I told you I had been barely golfing. You're like, yeah, I was a pro golfer for a little bit. I'm like, what? So take me through. I know you'll probably feel like you're jumping around, but take me through your golf journey and kind of let me explore that a little bit.
Yeah. So did play pro golf, but the way I played was not very professional, but we'll get to that in a minute. So I really, like, growing up, I played different sports. It was football and baseball. And then high school came around, picked up golf. And then
Here in the city?
Actually in Norman.
Yeah. Okay.
So I started golf late, and I don't know if that worked in my favor or against me too. But picked it up late, kind of fell in love with it right away. My dad and brother always golfed. So it was kind of, they'd go out and golf. I never went, and now I get to go with them because I'm golfing now. So it was good bonding.
What age was that?
What age are you in?
So 15 or 16?
I think it was a sophomore, so 15 or 16, maybe 15.
And that's late for golf. Like,
yeah.
I guess for most things, that's kind of late.
Especially, I mean, the juniors nowadays are crazy.
Killers.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm so glad that I was not a part of that. Cause
So when you started, that was after your dad and your brother had already been playing. Why didn't you go?
Just couldn't get me into it. I think I was like, golf, boring. You know, they'd have it on the TV, boring, unless it was like Tiger Woods, and maybe I'd watch a shot. But I mean, I just kind of associated it the same way I associated NASCAR at the time, which now I like watching NASCAR. But at the time I was like, this is so boring, like just watching it go in circles. So I just never really got into it. But once high school came around, my best friend was playing, picked it up with him, and it was off from there.
So when you start playing, I mean, were you good naturally?
No.
So it's a hard sport.
Yeah. So my dad took me out to Westwood in Norman a couple times because I was going to try out for the Norman High team. And he's got me working short game. Actually, probably the only time I had a good short game was at that time. And then, we moved on to the range. So he started me in the right places. Because, I mean, short game, that's where you score. That's where you build your game. I mean, anybody can hit the golf ball, but if you can't score around the greens or 100 yards in, you're out of luck. It's going to be a long day. But he did that, got me going. I got decent right before tryouts, tried out. I mean, it wasn't anything good, but it was good enough to make the team. And then winter hit. I didn't touch a club, nothing. So school starts, golf season starts, and I'm like, I haven't picked up a club since, tryouts. Mm-hmm. So kind of relearning it because I'm still fresh to the game. But didn't really get to play on the high school team. My grades would not allow. So I'd go to practice. And our practice there was a little unique. Like, the coach usually went and played with the varsity guys. The JV guys would hang back, and we're not really practicing. We're messing around on the course, maybe not taking it serious. And so that kind of brings into where I went to Destiny Christian to start playing, so sophomore year started, I'm still failing classes. I was able to pass the end of year test, but still failing classes because I just never really was big on school and didn't take it serious, unfortunately. But my parents were like, hey, one day, we're going to homeschool you, if you don't get it together, get your grades up. And then sure enough, I think I woke up one day and they're like, you're not going to school today, you're homeschooled. So that was a shock and kind of changed a lot of things, but it actually worked out in the best way that it could because we moved out to a golf course. So every day I'd finish school at like 12, walk to the course and play golf all day. So now I'm golfing, where I wasn't touching a club unless it was high school golf practice. Now I'm touching a club every single day. And that's from every season. I mean, it could be, if it wasn't snowing, me and my buddy, we were out on the golf course. So it could be freezing cold, we're out there, raining, we're out there. It was just all we did. So
did you feel like you learned more in the homeschooling too?
You know what? Actually, yeah. And I think that also played a part of my mom's a teacher. And so she kind of knew the curriculum to get me. And she was going to make sure I was doing my schoolwork and make sure I was learning. So instead of me, maybe not paying attention in class, now I've got to pay attention.
It's also cool that because I just interviewed somebody a few episodes ago where they homeschool.
Yeah.
The condensed amount of time too. You were doing 4 hours, but still getting the same amount done and working on your craft.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a blessing in itself.
Oh, yeah. And I think I definitely learned more in homeschool. I mean, in the classes she was able to give me, the teaching wise, it was stuff that I probably wouldn't have taken in high school at the time. So I was able to soak in a lot more information than I think I would have had I stayed at Norman High. I might not have gotten to the next level of grades.
So when you're playing every day, you play for a homeschool team now? Or is there club?
So
golf?
yeah, so it's kind of, we were trying to find one. CCS is a private school. I think we had reached out to them because some private schools will bring on homeschoolers. And so we reached out to them and they were like, no, you have to, I think you could do a part-time student there. But, private school, it still costs money. And it's like, okay, well, if we pay the money, he's probably not going to do the schoolwork there. So.
Yeah. We just had this problem.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to avoid that. So me and my best friend, he got pulled out in middle school or after middle school. So he never went to a high school, public school or anything. He just went straight to homeschool after 8th grade. And he was golfing with me and we were out there and there's a coach for Destiny Christian and he's behind us watching us and he goes, hey, where do you guys play? And it's middle of the day on a weekday too. So he's like, kids not in school? What's going on? We're like, oh, we're homeschooled. He's like, you're homeschooled? Come play for me. I'm the coach of Destiny Christian. So it was kind of wild how it happened, but we were like, is he being serious? I don't know. And we looked into it and then we both went and played and it was off from there. So it was pretty good.
What was it like playing there? You would go, so you're going to have to break it down for me as far as do you go to a course and play 18 holes versus other kids?
Yeah, so Destiny Christian was a private school. So we would play, I think we play against CCS sometimes and CHA, other private schools, whatever. I don't remember what division we were. It was a low division. It wasn't anything like 6A or anything like that. But we play other private schools and some city schools as well. And so we'd have a practice one. It wasn't when I was at Norman High, you had practice every day. It was I think we'd maybe have a practice once a week, twice a week.
But you're playing a lot on your own? Yeah,
playing all the time on my own. And then we'd go to a tournament and then go right back home. So most of the kids on our team were homeschooled. There was 3 of them that were actually at Destiny Christian.
Were you nervous to go to your first tournament since you had sucked before you started putting in 40 hours a week?
Yeah, for sure. I was terrified. Definitely. Even tournament golf is so much different than, just out there playing with your buddies or an everyday round. Now there's pressure. Now you have to perform. Everyone's going to see what you shoot at the end of the day. So you got to show up. And it's just a totally different kind of pressure. So I think I was pretty sick to my stomach, the first high school tournament.
That nervousness.
Yeah.
How'd you play your first one?
Probably not good.
You can't remember?
Yeah, I can't even remember. Yeah.
Wow, you've played a ton of golf.
Yeah. And then that was, I graduated 2014.
So it's 11 years now.
Yeah, so
you're getting old.
It's kind of a blur. I am, man. It's starting to hurt.
What was it like then when you started getting your groove? I'm sure you were hitting a stride as you were playing those tournaments.
Yeah, man, it took me a little while to kind of start hitting that stride. I think my senior year was probably when I started to actually play decent.
So like 2 years of just playing?
Yeah, and that's also, playing at your home course or with your buddies was totally different. You might have good rounds there, but then you show up to a tournament, you change what you've been doing. And
what are things you would change as a golfer?
So I had an issue with, sometimes you see like, oh, that's a beautiful swing. That's a real pretty swing. Like it's on plane. Everything looks perfect. That's textbook. I was not textbook. I was inside, probably across the line, past parallel, but it was my own swing. And I would hit shots, curve them a lot. I'd go to a tournament. Now I'm thinking about where I'm at in my backswing. Now I'm trying to hit it straight. I'm not playing my game. So, and it's kind of hard too, because especially with social media now, and like even at the time, you're watching all these different things. Okay, your swing needs to be here. People are telling you your swing needs to be like this. Mm-hmm. Hey, you're hitting the ball good. Or why would you hit that shot like that? But it worked. There's a lot of opinions. And it's like, that's not the right way to play. It might be working now. It's not going to work later. So then you start getting in your own head and you're like, okay, now I'm at a tournament. I've got to change something. I can't look like an idiot out here.
You wanted like smooth everything.
Yeah, I want to look like I'm Tiger Woods, which would never happen. But I want to be just that beautiful swing everybody wants.
Just that perfect whip across the grass.
Yeah, totally. Perfect. Everything's just making the game look easy. But really making the game look easy is playing within yourself and playing what you know. So had I just not let opinions get, or what other people thought, kind of get into my head and just go out there and be like, okay, I'm going to swing my swing. I'm going to hit the shots that I want to hit, how I see it. If I feel like I need to sling a draw on here, I'm going to sling a draw. If it needs to be a hook, I'm going to sling a hook, whatever I'm saying. Because if I sit there on a tee and I feel uncomfortable looking at a shot and I decide, okay, I'd feel better about hitting a hook, which is right to left and it's curving a lot. If I'm looking at that, but I'm confident in it, the odds of me pulling that shot off are a lot higher than me being like, ooh, I don't feel comfortable trying to hit a cut, like a small cut or a straight shot here. Then you start thinking too much. You're already in your own head, negative thoughts. If you don't feel comfortable, you're seeing bad shots in your mind, you're probably going to produce a bad shot. So it's really, golf's totally mental. It's like life, completely mental. Whatever you're thinking is kind of the results you're going to get. Okay. So I needed to be more comfortable with my game and my swing like I would back at home. But I just couldn't do it sometimes.
And you started to get it around your senior year?
Yeah, I started to just play a little bit. I started to get more confident on that. I mean, I think I had a good junior year, but senior year was better.
How do you earn confidence in golf? Is it just having better scores at the end? Like, I was under par this many?
Yeah,
like, that's totally how you're starting to build the confidence?
Completely. So, I mean, when you can go out and shoot a good score, then you can look, okay, I just did that, and I did it in a tournament round. It's doable. Okay. It's kind of like, even getting into real estate, like, oh, can I sell a house? And you sell your first house, and you're like, okay, it's now doable. It starts. Yeah, now you feel more comfortable. Now you're just more in your own zone, and you're confident that you can do it. And so golf is the same thing. If you're not scoring well in tournaments, you're probably not going to feel too good teeing it up. But once you get one good round, you're like, okay, I've done it before. Let's do it again. And it just kind of becomes something that's natural to you.
What was the next step after senior year? Then you went to college somewhere? Or?
This is where we come back to my schooling. So I had some offers. They were small offers. I didn't play a lot of like summer tournaments.
Is that when people in high school get a lot of exposure?
Yeah, so most of your stuff's going to be like your summer leagues. And I just didn't do a lot of them. Again, battling a lot of confidence with kind of either playing my own game or trying to play a game that's not mine.
Oh, so your confidence issues were like slowing you up on even wanting to play a lot?
Totally, yeah. Wow. I mean, I was just, if you just trust yourself and because when I'm back at home and I'm on the range, other people might be working on their swing. I'm over there trying to see if I can curve my 4-iron, how far I can curve it, how far I can curve a wedge, low, high, hitting different shots. I'm not thinking about my swing. So however I'm swinging, if that's inside, it's just natural. I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about the shot. I'm reacting to it. So I'm treating it more like a sport, trying to be reacting to my target instead of playing backswing. And if you're playing golf, you can't play backswing. Because backswing now you're focused on what I'm doing back here. But the target's over there. The ball's right there. How are you going to get it there when you're thinking, oh, my wrist isn't flat, or, oh, it's not bowed enough?
What's your tip for somebody then? Like myself, that's so new.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking backswing. I told you I'm only going like 40% just for contact.
I mean, to be honest, like my tip to you would be fundamentals, work on your grip, stance, try to keep your head still, and then just think about like swing and just make it like you're throwing that club down the range. Now throwing might not be the appropriate term because they're like, that's casting, but just making it fluid where it starts. Now you start easing up. It's like if you take a baseball bat and you're going to, hit a ball.
You have to find yours.
Yeah, you're finding yours, but it's just thinking about hitting. You're trying to hit the ball, and then you starts becoming easier and easier, and then you work on impact. I don't think you need to work on the backswing. A backswing, everybody's swing is different. Everybody's body's different. So, my body might not swing the way that your body swings, and your body's not going to swing the way because different bodies, different everything. So our whole DNA is different. So you have to there's something natural for you. You just have to find it. And if you think about impact, that's the only thing that matters. Where's that club face at impact? The ball doesn't care what your backswing looks like.
That's true.
Yeah. All it cares about is where's that club face at impact. So if you work on that and just think about squaring it up, same way you have it at address, you're going to start seeing the ball go.
That's true, because when I'm at the driving range, like the ones you hit good were the ones you weren't thinking.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I actually hit it.
Yeah.
Especially me, because being so new, like I grew up playing golf, but just like actually playing as an adult, the better shots are always when I kept my head down and focused on contact, didn't really think of the rest.
Yep.
And you kind of just figure it out.
Exactly. And then we get on the course and we're on the first tee and we're like, ooh, I got to think, what I'm doing.
You're like squaring up.
But on the range, you're just hitting.
So when you were finishing high school, you said you had some offers. Did you pick one and go, or you went straight pro, or what happened?
So I took I think it was an ACT at the time. So you had to take that. And my buddy had taken it a couple times because he was trying to get his score up so he could go where he was going to go play. And so our parents, I don't know who thought this was a good idea. They were like, you guys can study together. Well, we're best friends. We're not. There's no chance we're studying for the ACT together. We're supposed to be studying. We're watching Kimbo Slice Backyard Fight videos. we're not studying
Legendary.
at all. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, man, he was like in a ACT prep class. So like that, I think that was the whole point of them trying to get us together. Like, okay, he had the books for it. We can work on it. Nothing was studied.
You would have thought they knew that because you don't care about school.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we didn't do it, and then we went and took the ACT, and I remember sitting there, and I'm like, okay, he's taken it a couple of times. I'll get to take it again, so I'm just going to see what it looks like. Guessed on everything except for the reading portion. I was like, I should probably read some of this. And, man, I think they give you – I won't say my score in here, but it wasn't
But I think it's 15 for your name or something.
Yeah.
Mine was low too, bro.
Well, I might have spelled my name wrong.
Well, maybe it's 12. It's some type of low number you get for just writing your name.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember talking about it with people when I took it.
Yeah.
So I get it. I have ACT horror stories too.
It was brutal. It was so bad. But coaches were like, hey, what's your ACT score? And I was like, oh, man, I don't even know if I want to tell you this. And they tell me, like, can you take it again? And I'm like, man, I got to pay if I take it again. Like, I got to pay for it. I was like, no, probably not. Not right now. Like, and I think I was already going to community college, so they're like, if I had a good year or like semester school wise, I think I was able to get into the college as long as I had like a GPA in college to show it.
Okay.
I can't fully remember, but I mean, yeah, when I talked to him, I was like, no, there's like, yeah, we can't get you into the school with that ACT score. You need to take it again. And I was like, there's just no chance I'm not taking it again. Just didn't have the interest, didn't want to spend the money and go score the same thing or worse. So I was kind of like, and I was kind of also to the point where I was like, you know what, at this point, I don't really care to play. I took a little time off at that point until I started working at a golf course and I picked it back up again. And then that's where it really kind of took off.
How long was that break?
I mean, I might have played a few times in that year, probably about the first year of college, I think, or maybe it might have just been one semester with me playing like once in between there, but just not touching it. And then I was working at the YMCA. Working from like, it was a short shift. It was like 5 a.m. to 9 whenever they opened.
Oh, wow.
So it's short, and then go to my college classes, which were going about the same as the rest of my school. So
You're just good to show up.
Yeah. So I mean, school was never it for me. And at that point, I was kind of like, I talked to another school while I was in college, maybe like 2 or 3 of them. And I was just like, I know it's going to be the same thing I'm doing now. I'd go down there, spend the money to get into it. Even if I got some scholarship, it's not a full ride. And then I'm going to be out of my pockets a lot, when I get kicked out for failing college. Because I just didn't, I knew I didn't really want to do anything with college. Part of me wishes I would have. I think it's a good look, to have that degree and just say, hey, I
even
finished
today's
it.
time.
I think it would have, for me, just been like, okay, I did it. Like, I did something with school instead of being like pulled out.
Well, I'll let you know, bro. I did what you're saying, where I just went and graduated to graduate because I wanted to play basketball. So I went for basketball. It didn't change anything.
Okay.
Like,
then I feel better about
because
it.
the career we came to.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the day in a different way.
Yeah.
But all it showed me is what I didn't want to do.
Oh, man, yeah.
So, like, I went to college. It took me 5 years because I wanted to play ball.
Yeah.
So I definitely stretched that out. Mm-hmm. But when I graduated, I was happy to graduate, but nothing changed for me. But the intangible, I guess, was getting to meet grown-ups that were your professors and have, like, grown-up conversations.
Yeah.
That was probably my best part of college is there were select professors that kind of stimulated my brain that way, where I was like, oh, I get to talk to an adult that I don't really know and can, like, learn some world stuff.
Right.
But as far as, like, I was in the same boat as you, as I was like, well, I'm going to just do this just to do it so I'm not a failure.
Yeah.
But obviously, we're in the same position now.
Yeah.
So you made the right choice.
Yeah, right. Man, I remember going to college and I was like, I don't know what I want to do. And I was like, I don't really want to do anything with college. And I think I was like, I'm going to be an eye doctor, an optometrist.
What?
I wasn't going to be an eye doctor, an optometrist, but I was like, that's what I'm in college for. I remember somebody asked me, this is how unserious I was in college. I was even thinking like, oh, maybe I'll be an eye doctor. Somebody's like, what's your plan? And I was like, I'm going to graduate with this and then go to med school to be an optometrist. They're like, you don't go to med school to be an optometrist. And I was like, yep, I'm not being an eye doctor. Like, I don't even know what it takes.
Yeah, my college stories are embarrassing.
Yeah. It was just like something to, I think, be like, okay, I'm here for this, but I'm not doing anything for it. Like, that's an
For
idea.
me, it felt like, okay, you're graduating high school. Are you going to the military, a real job, or college?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't know what I want to do, and I'm not going to the military, so I guess college.
Yeah.
I was in the exact same boat as you, where I was almost doing it just to, like, buy some time.
That's literally, it was just like, try to figure my life out. Like, what am I going to do? No idea. But yeah, the eye doctor thing, I was just like, that was just putting words in my mouth. Yeah, that was just putting words in my mouth.
So did you, just once you're at the golf course and you're picking it back up, did you, like, quickly fall back in love? And since you took a break, you're, like, doing better than you were?
Yeah. And, I'm like, my buddies were in college and playing golf, or most of my buddies were gone out of state, doing stuff. So I was kind of on my own for the most part at that point on the golf course. So it kind of gave me that time where there weren't, not that they were distractions, but it was time to, like, start actually working and practicing and, not messing around. So
you were falling in love with it.
Yeah, taking it more serious. And I always had that dream when I started playing, was wanting to do something professionally with it. Like, I want this to be my life, my career.
Dang, at 16.
Yeah. So,
wow.
I mean, golf is like a crazy thing. You fall. I never thought I would love golf. And then you hit one good shot and you're like, oh, I'm coming back tomorrow. Like, this is great. And sometimes I wish I didn't love golf because it's such an up and down relationship, but that's kind of the beauty of it. But yeah, I mean, I always had that dream, and I started practicing, started working really hard, and I was working at the course. So I had access to the facilities, didn't have to pay, and just started grinding. And I felt like I got my game to a spot that I was comfortable. I was still talking to colleges, but not going. In fact, my best friend came back from the school he was going to, and he was going to go to this college. It was like JUCO school in Garden City, Kansas. And we're both talking to the coach. We're like, yeah, we're both going to go, me and you. I think I told the coach the day before moving, like, oh, hey, I'm not coming. Like, I forgot to tell you I'm not coming.
I forgot.
Yeah. So it's like, I can't go. Like, I'm not going to move away to Kansas. And then I also got a dog. I can't take my dog in the dorm. So got to live in the dorm. I was like, there's no way. But staying here was probably, I think it benefited me and also hurt me in a sense where I was practicing, working hard on my own, but there's also the advantage of playing college golf or any college sport where you're with a team, people are building you up, you're practicing, you have really anything you need at disposal to you to get better and improve instead of trying to figure it out on your own and, you know, maybe just having a swing coach. There's a lot of benefits to it, but knowing my school history, that would have been cut short anyway, so it would have just been a waste. But I don't know, I fell in love with it, decided to chase it, and it didn't go as pretty as we had hoped, but it was fun, I guess.
What was that journey like? How do you choose to go pro?
I was going to do one more amateur season, try to play some bigger amateur events. And I tore my shoulder I think I was about to start signing up for amateur events, and that was going to be my last year of amateur stuff and then go pro. But try to have a warm up because I haven't competed since high school. But now my game, now I'm shooting the scores. Now I'm playing the best golf of my life, and I'm comfortable enough to say, I know I can compete at the highest level. I'm playing against guys that are in college, maybe in Norman, and I'm keeping up at OU. I'm keeping up with them or beating them, and I'm at a point where I can go and do this and confidently say, okay, I'm ready. Well, then I tear my shoulder, have surgery, and I'm in a sling, and I'm supposed to wait. I think I'm out 6 months or so for a labrum tear, and I'm in a sling, but my right hand's fine. So eventually after I get off work, I'm taking a club out of the pro shop and going out on the course and swinging with my right hand while this arm's
just John Daly style.
Yeah.
The one hand. I would see that on YouTube.
Yeah. And I think that probably wasn't a good idea because I started just the movements I was making started to feel a little bit of, tightness and soreness up there again. And then when I'm finally out of the sling, I'm still not cleared to golf, but I'm out of the sling. I'm kind of messing around in the pro shop, doing little chip moves, and then I start making it longer, and I'm I could hit a ball, it doesn't hurt. End up re-injuring myself.
Dang.
And got where my left shoulder blade, doctor showed me a video. It was a new injury I had where if I lifted my arm up, this would pop out of socket. So sometimes when I'd swing, you'd hear this snap, and it was my shoulder blade dislocating, and then hasn't popped or sliding out of socket, and it hasn't popped back yet, or it popped and pinched something. So sometimes I couldn't finish my follow through. My shoulder would lock up, and I'd be stuck here. So again,
immaturity.
Yeah, immaturity. Yeah, totally. And but I still went and played that season of professional golf. So I missed that amateur year. It's okay, I got to go do it. I got to do it now. And unfortunately, it didn't go well. I think kind of like anything in life, if your mindset's not right, if you're thinking negatively, you're going to see the results of negativity. I mean, a positive mindset's going to bring more positive stuff towards you. A negative one, you're not going to see a lot of positivity. If you do, you're probably missing it because you're focusing on negative things. And so I could blame the injury for why golf didn't, work out, why that pro season went bad. But I think I could have been 100% healthy and my game be at the best position, and where my mind was at, I would not have performed at all.
Where was it at that time? Were you just, because you were kind of doing something you always dreamed of, why wasn't it?
Yeah, enough? I think too, again, I was just kind of lost. The college thing, I kind of just got into this rut where even though I was working on golf, I was loving golf. Maybe I'd leave the course, or even at the course, I'd start to feel down. I just kind of what should have been the most exciting time in my life, and hey, we're doing something, we're especially chasing something that we dreamed about, was probably the darkest time in my life, where I was just, there was nothing about myself that I was seeing positive. And so I'd go to these tournaments, and I was I didn't even want to show up to warm up. I just did not want to be there. Instead of the excitement of hey, we're doing this, let's go, and I'm competitive, I want to go compete. Did not want to be there. Was down on myself. Was you don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve to be doing this. Just bad thoughts, negative thoughts, and in result, I performed the way I was viewing myself and seeing myself. So it kind of.
Did that come just from yourself, or were you getting, like, did you have support? People were wanting you to do good, or?
Yeah, tons of support. Like family, most supportive. I couldn't ask for anything more. My girlfriend, who's now my fiance at the time, was so supportive. It was just, I'm pretty big on, I shouldn't say pretty, I'm very big on my faith. And I think, although I believed in God at that time, I didn't have a relationship with him. And I think I was trying to find happiness in other things and find my purpose in things of the world. And I wasn't leaning on God and trusting. So I just kind of got distancing myself from God, and it just got dark quick. And I was focusing on things that were no good for me. And it just ended up eventually just all, coming down where I was just like, I was lost. And
Do you think on the tournament stuff, since you weren't excited to go like you should have been, was it like fear of failure or that other, what is it? Oh, like having a made-up excuse almost for if you didn't perform well.
Totally.
Like, if I don't shoot good, it's because of this.
There was, I literally was like, and I think too with the injury, I was almost like riding off that, where it's like,
oh, the shoulder.
Yeah, like, and I was injured, but that's not, missing a 3-foot putt is not that's not my shoulder. It's hardly moving, and it doesn't hurt when I'm doing that. The swing was different, but yeah, it was going out there and be like, what if I fail? I was so scared of failing that I would psych myself in to failing. Like there was no chance of doing anything. Even when I had good rounds going, I remember I was in Manhattan, Kansas, and my buddy Benji, who you met, was caddying for me. Yeah. So he's caddying for me.
Wow, the crew.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We birdied the first 5 holes in a row. And, even with doing that, going birdie, 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 we're 5 under on the day. Part of the next hole, I lifted out for birdie to go like 6 birdies in a row. And in my mind, alarms start going off. I'm like, oh, here it comes. Okay.
I'm done now.
Yeah. Then par of the next hole. Miss a 3-footer for birdie on the next one. And I'm like, oh, I'm done. Like, it's about to crash. Instead of being like, hey, let's ride this wave. Let's go. Let's get pumped up. Yeah. Even while I was making those birdies in the back of my head, like, okay, when am I gonna mess up? Which, if I'm back home playing, or with, when I was in a better mindset, that thought's not there. And I'm not even focusing on the birdies I'm making. I'm just focusing on the next shot. So I'm not worrying about anything. I'm just playing my game, and it's never about what just happened, never about the next hole. It's just the task in front of me, the shot I'm about to hit. That's it. And here I am making bird. I'm like, okay, something's got to give. What's going on? Like, we got to totally bad. Like,
would you just battle that internally, or would you be talking to Benji like, hey, man, I think something's about to happen? Like,
I probably did say something like that to him. I don't know. And he was like, no, we got it. I'm sure he was like, no, we got this. Benji's a little hype, man. So he's always
like, you
good.
got it. And you're like, no, I don't. My shoulders.
He's always got good energy.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Yeah, it was. It was.
It sucks, too, because you were a good golfer. Like you are now. But I'm saying at that time, you were skilled.
Yeah,
totally. And you had built yourself up from basically dropping out of public school, going to private.
Yeah.
Actually improving, getting good at golf, not going to college, still going pro.
Yeah.
And it's just like maybe there was something in you that was like, you don't deserve it, like you said.
Yeah, and it was even like, I was working with a guy at Gallardia. He's in Kansas now, but he was my swing coach, and he was, getting me ready right before I got injured too. Like, hey, talking to me about me coming and working there and practicing so that like he can work with me at more free time, because I'm in Norman, he's up there. But if I get a job up there, because I needed a job, still got to pay for, gas and everything. So he was like, come up here. You can use the facilities practice, and there's a couple members here that I'll set you up with and that will sponsor your pro golf. And so he's like, we'll get all that together. Then I get injured. So don't do that. Don't, go get those sponsorships. And I think too that, my parents took money out of their savings to pay. They didn't put any pressure on me, nothing like that, but they believed in me, wanted to see me succeed and chase my dreams. And everybody around me believed in me, said I could do it. And I just, even with all that good stuff going on, I was like, oh no, like they shouldn't be doing this. Like this is going to end bad. Like I don't deserve this. I'm going to like just totally self-sabotaging.
That's so
everything.
Tough.
Yeah. So it was, I guess when I look back, like sometimes it might've been like fun, but it was like fun and exciting to go travel and do it. But like, it was arguably like the darkest time. Like just bad around, hotel, lights off, like not going, leaving the hotel, like just totally out of it before I even like teed off to begin with. So it was,
Do you think that was your first time dealing with that type of depression?
yeah, I mean, it kind of snuck in like right when college hit, and you know, because I hadn't taken school seriously and I hadn't taken the ACT serious, like I felt like I was watching other people go do stuff and I was missing out because of my actions and my decisions. So I think that's kind of where it just started creeping in. Like, and then you start letting those thoughts in, then it just takes over. You know, you got to really shift your mindset to get out of it. And I just quit. You know, I quit praying. I quit reading the Bible, which was something that was so important to me. I got away from it. And now I'm really alone because I'm like, okay, and I might have people around me that love me and I might be smiling when I'm with them. But then I'm by myself and I'm like, this is, get me away from all of this. Like, just did not.
Yeah, it's crazy because walking away from your faith and then also comparing. You're like doing these things you know you're not supposed to do. Like,
totally.
We're not supposed to compare to other people. We're not supposed to not have a relationship.
Completely.
So it's like, I guess in one way, it's good that you saw what happened when you did go that route.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to think that you can do it without being able to control it.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
totally.
Obviously, you could have made a decision at any time.
Yeah.
But in your walk, it wasn't necessary yet.
No.
Like, you were supposed to go through that.
Yeah, totally.
That's crazy.
And I mean, it's really like, it is. It's crazy because it's like, man, how quick can one thought change everything? If you're letting yourself think negatively, that's all that, you're just opening the door for nothing good to happen, opposed to just being like, you know what? This wasn't how I was before. I'd never felt like this. God loves me. I love God. Like, building it back and probably knowing in the back of my mind, hey, I need to pick up the Bible. I need to pray because I need some peace in my life. And then being like, I know that's what I need to do, but I'm going to do something else. I don't want to do that. Like just running from the answers and even running from even something good's happening, being like, yeah, you choose to compare, you choose to be like, well, I can't catch a break. Well,
why me?
Yeah, like exactly. Instead of being
so
like,
easy for that to happen.
Though. Totally. Which, it happened, and I learned from it. And I think, again, everything worked out the way it was supposed to. Do I wish I could have a do-over? Sure, I wish. Who doesn't? There's tons of stuff we wish we'd all do over, but I learned so much from it, and I went and did it. Who knows? If I ever get to playing again, there's stuff I might go try to qualify for, do some qualifying events or something, try to go compete some, but it's just not as important to me anymore as it used to be.
I think it's cool for you to be mature enough to look back on it though, because when you're in the mix, you can't really analyze it.
No. But
when you look back, you're like, man, I was making this too important or was overthinking this. Like I think of a lot of, I don't even know if I would use the word failure because then I'm judging myself real hard, but failures in my basketball career.
Yeah.
And I always had an excuse why I wasn't working out. And it like you're doing it on your own. It took my wife telling me like, do you think you ever like just had an attitude problem? Or do you think you ever just did this? And I'm like, probably. Like, it's just in the moment though, you don't know.
No.
You're just a young man, like, and the similarities are what's standing out to me. Like just going to the next step because you don't know where to go next.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, school.
Yep.
I like sports.
Yep.
So it's like we were trying to find some type of, I don't know, not value, but like accomplishment.
Yeah, totally.
And we just weren't. And It's a tough journey, but it is nice to be able to look back on.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like you were saying, I mean, those failures, trying to make excuses for them instead of taking a failure and learning from it. You know, how can I be better from this? Had we done that, you know, what might have happened with that?
Especially in the moment.
Yeah. And so, but what it did though now, and probably you feel the same way, is now it's taught me, okay, failing is natural. Failing's normal. And failing's what teaches you. That's how you learn. That's how you learn to improve and change things. So now when I fail, I'm not embarrassed about it. I don't care. Like, it's okay. What can I learn from it? What could I do different next time? And it elevates you. I mean, everybody's going to fail. Nobody's perfect. So it's like, quit trying to be perfect and accept your fails, accept your losses, because it's just pushing you closer to, you know, achieving your goal or reaching what you're trying to get at. Just don't realize it. You know, when you're going through something like that, you're like...
And it could be at any point in your life.
Totally.
Like, any part of your journey, you can go through these, like, ups and downs. Yeah. But it was very easy to make excuses and, like, make reasons why it was okay, to where until a few years ago or several years ago, whatever, my recent chapters, now I can be like, okay, things aren't going my way. What am I doing to impact it positively?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I should do more of that. Maybe I slacked here. Instead of like, well, this person just sucks. Yeah. Because it's a lot, especially in our career choice.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
What was the turning point for you after the pro? Did you just quit and then move on? Or
So kind of like and again, this might have just been an excuse for myself, but I was like, okay, well, I'm injured. I'm like, I'm going to, you know, season's over. I'm going to get a job, maybe get into real estate, do something where I can make money, and then try to fund, you know, going back to compete.
Why real estate?
So real estate, actually, this is pretty funny. So it brings me back to college. So, so I feel like I'd always, like, growing up, maybe heard like friends' parents or like stuff say like, oh, you should go into some kind of sales. Like, I'd buy something from you, you know, just because I'd be a little more outgoing and maybe funny with them. They're like, oh, you could be a real estate agent, for whatever reason. But I had a college professor, actually grew up with his son. And I won't say his name because I don't know if you can get in trouble for telling students this, but it wasn't. But I grew up with his son, and he had actually, like, he also would, like, substitute teach sometimes for, like, the middle schools and high school. And I have an older brother and older sister, and he knew my sister. And so I'd had him my first semester of college, my first year. And then I failed his class, so then I had to retake it the next semester. And he brings me into his office, and he's like, Bryce, I've known you forever. I love you. And he goes, and I know your sister. She's a 4.0 student, you know, great in school. He's like, you've never been good in school. And he goes, you're not your sister. You're never going to be a 4.0 student like your sister. He goes, I really am trying to help you. I don't think college is for you. He goes, I think you should go into real estate because I'd buy a house from you. And
what a crazy sentence.
Yeah. And so in my head, I'm like, oh man, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm
what
like,
an ass.
I'm like, okay, I guess. Like, maybe I'll look at it, but I was like, I'm not doing real estate. Like, what? And then, so I end up everything else leads into pro golf and then coming back. But Brett Watson is one of my friends.
Yeah, I know him. I've done deals with him. He's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So his dad owns Hamilwood Realty. And so I grew, like, high school, met Brett at the golf course. We became good friends. And I'd see, like, his family, and they'd kind of talk about real estate, so I'd start getting familiar with it. And then Brett is straight out of high school doing real estate. I'm over here sucking at pro golf, working at a golf course, making like $800 every 2 weeks, and I'm working 6 days a week, 6 to 7, no money. And Brett's like cashing checks, buying a house, and I'm like, man, what is going on? So
you think this was a healthier comparison point of your journey, where you're looking at it for motivation, or were you going dark still?
Dark still, yeah. So maybe there'd be like a little glimmer of motivation, be like, okay. But I think it was almost like, again, just doing something to do it, right? But like, I was like, there's potential here. Yeah. Like, and so I talked to Brett about it and stuff, and I ended up taking the school and doing it. And probably my first, I think I got my license in 2022. So like right at the start of it. And first year of real estate, still dark mindset, you know, self-sabotaging. Was selling some, but self-sabotaging, just kind of like, do I want to do this? Even though I'd be like, maybe go have a great time, when I'm selling something, and then being like, oh, but is this right for me? Like, am I good at this? Like, it was I never felt confident, never felt good. And then still just excuses. Well, finally I, pick up the Bible and I'm just praying and being like, Lord, show me some signs, help me, get me out of this rut. And I end up leaving Hamilwood and coming over here, meet Brett. And I've been praying. And I meet Brett. I'm like, this felt different. Like, I was excited, and I was excited about real estate. I was like, oh man, like something was just different. I could have met Brett a couple of weeks ago before that, and I don't think I would have felt that way. But because I had started like surrendering myself and being like, you know what, I'm done living like this. I'm done thinking this way about me. I'm not being the man that my now fiance needs to be with. I'm not, because a man who's not thinking highly of himself is not going to be able to provide and do stuff, because I'm self-sabotaging everything. So I changed that and started praying, and it just felt like God was answering prayers, and, like business coming from nothing, like not chasing it. I'd get a deal out of nowhere from somebody referring me, or somebody seeing something on Instagram, and now I've got a client. I'm like, I'm not really posting on Instagram, but God just answering those prayers and getting me excited again, because now I'm like, okay, things are getting good. I'm happy again. I love where I'm at. Everything changed almost in a blink. And it's just because I finally said I was done living like this, and I'm done thinking this way. And I started telling myself, like, hey, everything's going to be okay. Like, let's go have a good day. I'm excited for the day. And I started being grateful, which was something I'd not been doing. I'd been looking at everything negative instead of looking around and being like, what do I have to be grateful for? And then you start to realize, like, man, I've been in this mood and feeling this way when I have so much to be thankful for. And there's people that are in such worse, like, situations than this. And so it was humbling. And then also, like, it just changed things, because now I'm waking up grateful. I'm going to sleep grateful. I'm excited for the next day. I'm excited to get up and go to work. And everything just changed from there. So it was weird how quick it happened.
Yeah, especially how long the darkness lasted.
Oh my gosh.
To switch it to light that fast. I mean, that'll show you right there, because even if someone's not a God believer, or not a believer in something else, or doesn't think affirmations work, like, this is showing you that stuff can work, because you got in your Bible, you prayed, and then you switched the mindset. That's the thing. Like, you're like, no, I'm going to be grateful for this, or I'm going to be happy that I can go do this instead of being unemployed, or like, that's crazy, because it impacted you so hard, or so substantial. That's a big deal. It sounds pretty easy for you to say, and it sounds like, I switched my mindset, I was more grateful, and stuff started happening. But that in that day to day, you had to do so much work to change that.
Totally. And trying to get yourself to believe what you're saying, because you can say it and say it and say it, but if you don't start to believe it, but also by saying it enough, you start to believe it too, because you're hearing it enough, you're feeling good about yourself. But
this is perfect, because you never know what someone's going through. And I know that's something people say all the time.
Yeah, totally.
But I would have never known this.
Yeah. I think my friends at the time, I mean, Brett, I think, noticed at some point, he was like, I can tell, like, he probably saw me at some low points, but
How long have you been here with Copper Creek?
Oh my gosh, I came
right after it opened.
Yeah, shortly. I think I came like the year it opened, but in April. So
and it opened like in July. Or
yeah.
Okay.
So it's been about a year, I think. So
that's crazy that he was able to notice those differences in you.
Yeah.
So when you saw him and you were like, okay, I'm feeling a spark. For some reason, I think I should follow my gut.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
What were, besides the big steps you took with gratitude and things like that, what were some things you noticed that started to change? Was it just mindset, or did you work harder and enjoy it? Did your wife think that you were doing better? Like, what were the things that were giving you that positive reinforcement?
Yeah, I think, I mean, kind of a little bit of everything, to be honest. So I'm working hard on trying to change my mindset and everything. But when I came here, I don't know what it was. I mean, I was feeling a little better right before I came here, but this kind of sparked an excitement in me. I'd gone and talked to some other brokerages. I went to speak with Dillard Group, which the owners of that were the owners of the golf course I worked at. Wonderful people.
Nice.
But it's in Norman. I was like, I don't want to drive to the office every day, and just still felt like everywhere I looked, it didn't feel right and didn't feel like a comfortable fit, where I felt like my ideas for what I want to do with my business could be something that I could accomplish, here. And then meeting Brett, the energy, everything, I was like excited. Going home, I'm excited. My family's done nothing but support me. Now I'm listening to the support, believe in it. Mm-hmm. My fiance and her family have done nothing but support me. Now I'm choosing to believe and listen to the support and love that I'm getting and using that as motivation. And also, I think a big thing that helped me too, though, was I got engaged a little over a year ago in August. And that changed things. So we'd been together for a while, but now we get engaged. Now it's like, okay, it shouldn't be like this, but it almost worked in my brain this way, where I was always serious about the relationship, but I think I was still allowing myself to talk negatively about myself and not give everything I have.
Yeah, because it's only, in your mind, maybe, it was only affecting you at that point.
Only affecting me.
So you're like, I can handle the darkness. Now we're together. I can't darken us both. Yeah.
Now if I fail, like, it's on me. Like, I'm failing myself. I'm letting myself down. Everything's on, it's just me. Now we're engaged. Now we're getting married. There was a different spark and motivation that was like, okay, it's not just about me. It's bigger than me now. Now it's, there's something. If I let myself down, I'm letting you down. I've got to do this for us. And it made me want to do it, opposed to just getting complacent and sitting there like, okay, well, I've done this. I'll sit here for a while. I'm not going to do anything, kind of. Then you get complacent.
It's crazy because they tell you, like, and this, I don't care about like your orientation, but for this conversation, bro, like finding a woman, a real good woman for you is like crazy. Like you would hear people say that, but it turned me into a man. It turned you into a man. Yeah. It's like it flips a switch, and then all of a sudden you're like, I provide and I do this. Like, what the fuck? And it just catches you off guard because you don't realize how fast. It's kind of like when you switched your mindset. Like, it was so dark. Then you started being on the light side, and then it's like, oh, it's compounding. Yeah. It's the same way with like your manhood almost. When you go into that provider role, it ends up accelerating. And all of a sudden you're like, we're not even the same as we were 3 months ago. Yeah.
It changes everything, because now it's, okay, I might not want to go show homes, but we've got a wedding to pay for. We've got a future that we're trying to build. I need to go show homes tonight. I need to go get up and show homes tomorrow. It's where I might have been like, hey, I might be like, can we move our time? Not that I would really do that, but I'd be more likely to. Yeah, totally. And now it's like, no, I need to go do this. Like, and this is what I prayed for business. So I need to be grateful that I have it, not, messing around. I need to go do it and take advantage of it while it's here, instead of being complacent. Like, oh, I'm fine right now. I don't want to do that. I need to be hungry and wanting more and keep going. But it's, the engagement was totally like that, shifted things big time.
It's nice that you were able to get a new environment with the brokerage, and then also kind of change your situation with your fiance. Yeah. And just kind of put yourself in gear, check yourself. Yeah. Because it would be very easy for you or I to just go through the motions. Oh, yeah. But it's like, since we got into crowds with good people and got attached to a good partner that's pushing us. Totally. I'm grateful, because I don't know what would have happened. Yeah. Because I was a lot more, complacent before. Yeah. And where like you can't even think of that now. And man, something you said with bringing up Brett and how me and Brett Kreger, like, you just felt a spark. It's so funny because he like really dislikes hearing that, like not in a negative way, but he's like, every time we do marketing for Copper Creek, everyone's like, Brett's awesome. I don't want people to think it's just about me. I'm like, Brett, it's just the truth. Like the brokerage itself is amazing. There's so much value as far as the cost to operate, the value you get from it as far as education and resources, but also the networking, everything. But it's like Brett's the catalyst. And I always say, because when I first got licensed, the people I was coming into the game with, they were like, hey, they kind of like laid it out for me, which is great. They're like, hey, you're going to get licensed. You're going to go to Kivo under Brett, and then we're going to do investing, and we're going to do this. And I'm like, okay. But then I met Brett, and I just credit so much of my business to him. Awesome. And now we're here today, and we're getting to all catch up before the pod, and it's great. But it's just hilarious that you say that without even being prompted, because he literally said, I think last week when I was in here, like, everyone always brings me up. And it's like, dude, that's almost a good thing, because you're the reason that this is so different. Totally. Like you said, there's so many brokerages. For us to be the third largest and to have all this volume, but also to have the camaraderie, it's really unique.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, and even though he doesn't like hearing it, I mean, really, like, what he's done is pretty incredible. And like, he's got to take credit for that too. Just being like, okay, the kind of person I am and the broker that I am, people want to come, keep their license here. They want to come work with Copper Creek. Because I mean, really, I just wasn't finding the right fit. Sit down with him for like 20 minutes. I was like, oh yeah, this guy's awesome. Like, I'm going to come. Love the office, everything. Like, it's like,
in the last year, what are some of the changes in your business and your personal life you've seen since you've been like on this path of improvement?
So everything's changed. When I first started, something I really struggled with was stress with deals. So, something happened.
Please tell me.
Oh my gosh, dude. I was like, people like doing this. Like, this is like laying in bed. I can't sleep because something's,
high, low.
I feel like, oh my gosh, something's going to happen with the deal. And then you find out it's like what you thought was a big problem. It's so small. So now I'm like, with my mindset being better, I'm like, something happens. Like, okay, we'll figure it out. Like, it's not end of the world. And everything's shifted from that, where I'm able to take on more business. Now I'm able to go chase more business, because I'm not sitting there like, oh, I've got one deal, or if I have two deals, I'm like, I'm too stressed about this one. I don't have time for this other one. Like, I don't want my phone to ring. Like, leave me alone. Like, because the highs and lows at first are like terrifying. It's like, especially when it's your livelihood, like, this is your commission. This is what's going to. And
it doesn't change. The highs and lows are still there. No matter how many years you've been in real estate, you just manage them better.
Totally. Like 100%.
The high and low is still there.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you've been in the game 20 years.
No. And now you handle it better. Your clients probably think you handle it better, because like, I'm sure some of my clients at first could hear the fear in my voice when I'm like, oh man, they're like, what's going on? I'm like, well,
I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I got to call somebody, like,
Somebody told me, her name's Johnny. She was on the pod, but she's a realtor here in Oklahoma as well. She told me one time, and I thought it was like so simple, but like a game changer. Yeah. She's like, in my transactions, when something goes wrong or like a challenge comes up, I don't call my client right when the challenge comes up, like, hey, there's a new hurdle. Let me call you back. Yeah. She's like, I figure out the hurdle, and then I call them and say, hey, this challenge came up, but we worked through it. Here's what we're going to do. She's smart. Like, it keeps them at ease, because all that stress you're feeling may bleed over to them.
Totally.
But it made sense. Like, oh, it is a solvable problem.
Yep.
So how about I talk to all the resources first, instead of giving them an hour and a half or 3 hours of like panic.
Yeah.
And it's so simple. But when she said it, even though I've probably done that, where I've handled it first and then called them.
Just haven't thought of it.
Just hearing it, I was like, no, that's true. Like, honestly, and getting personal, it kind of happened like that with my wife, where I would share, she's like my best friend.
Yeah.
So I would share everything with her, all my problems that I'm going through.
Yeah.
Like, there's this work stress and this, but I'm figuring it out. And then when I'd figure it out, I'd come tell her, and like, it didn't take her long to be like, listen, like, some of that stuff you can handle on your own.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a challenge between you and I, we talk about it and work through it.
Yeah.
And if you need to just vent, obviously we can work out a moment to do that.
Totally.
But sometimes I was bringing And it took her and some therapy and like talking to other business people to get to a point where I would try to stop doing that.
Yeah.
But it was like, no, some of these problems can just be handled with the people that they're revolving around.
Yeah.
So like my real estate stress, how about I just talk to the lender or the insurance or the appraiser that's going to progress it.
Right.
And it seems simple, but just like what Johnny said, it was like a little game changer, especially, and I feel like you would understand me on this, especially in like my manhood journey.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's not me pushing it down and like minimizing it or being quiet, just keep going.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is my role.
Yeah.
These stresses that I'm getting are things I can manage, and it's just my role to take care of them.
Completely.
So it's like not internalizing it and then blowing up.
Yeah.
It's like just handle 1, 2, and 3, and then go have a good dinner with your fiance.
Exactly.
And not give her all that.
Yep.
Or go to that closing with that client. Don't tell them about the 38 things that you had to do in the background. Like just handle it and what they need to be involved in, they're involved in, and handle everything else. And it was just a game changer for me, just like the gratitude or just like being positive. To me, it was almost self-confidence. I feel like I'm confident, but in those moments when I was reacting that way, like bleeding out my problems, I'm not, I don't know what the word is. I'm not showing confidence.
Yeah.
I'm not showing resolve, or I'm not showing the experience I have.
Yeah.
I'm just like panicking.
Yeah. Right.
And I don't know, it really helped me in my journey to be like, no, not all your problems have to go to one person.
Yep.
Like kind of filter that out, but also handle what you can handle. Because even today I was working on a refinance for a flip because we're going to try and rent it out.
Oh, sweet.
And I called my guy at Local Guys, Kevin, and I was like, hey, I'm sorry I'm calling you a lot, but this is the first one I'm doing this way. So I just want to like make sure I'm doing it correct. And he said, you can talk to me anytime, and you are doing it the right way, but I get it. It's the first one you've done this style. You want to make sure it's correct.
Exactly.
And I was like, man, I was able to take it to the person that would know what's going on, not bleed over to anybody else, and just handle it. So it's like when you lean into that, it starts to compound just like the positivity, but it's weird because we're learning it.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally. And
we're at a certain chapter and we're just...
Well, it's just like what you just said. I mean, sometimes the answers are like right there in front of us, just taking the step, but instead we put all of it onto one plate and it starts overflowing and we're like, oh no, instead of like actually slowing down and being like, okay, let's assess, let's figure something out. Like calling him and being like, I just want to make sure, like some things are that's so simple that it's just a phone call to make and get an answer and then that's done. But we would let that, or at least I know I would, I'd let that drive me insane.
Yeah, it's like all the what ifs. They said overthinking causes more problems than it solves, and it's so true.
Yeah.
And it's God again, because it wasn't always just business. Like my wife and I would be on a trip or something, and like I'm panicking looking at my phone to try and figure something out. And she's like I'm panicking looking at my phone to try and figure something out. And she's like, relax.
Yeah.
Like, and luckily she's so honest. She's like,
See,
hey,
that's good, yeah.
She's like, I love you, but you're not giving me confidence right now. You're like panicking about something on this. And I'm just throwing an example out, but you're panicking on something like this. That doesn't give me confidence that we're good to do X or Y or whatever. I'm like, oh, like when I was growing up, I didn't know anxiety was real.
Oh yeah.
And then as I got older, I'm like, oh, that panicking moment is anxiety. You just have to like work through that. And the more you manage those, and real estate is honestly a good way to start working through that because it starts throwing it at you a lot.
Yeah.
It's making you a better person in more ways than you think.
Totally.
But it's hard.
Yeah. It's really
very hard.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. It sounds like you guys have like really good, like strong and clear communication where you guys, that's very healthy.
She has that very good, brutal honesty.
Yeah. That's good. I mean,
she's like, you're panicking right now. And I'm like, fuck.
Don't give me lies. Give me the truth. Yeah.
Like at first I didn't like it. At first I would like get defensive.
Right.
But now I've learned like, maybe it's just the truth. Cause I started thinking about the college basketball or the other moments in my life where I was hit with constructive criticism and I didn't like it.
Yep.
And now I'm like, maybe that was your problem.
Man, I could look back in life and like how many times did that like constructive criticism that was meant to help me that I just like get pissy about and like
get pissy, or even not getting constructive criticism, but just having an attitude because of some narrative you made up. So,
oh my gosh,
golf, I'm guessing, when you're playing those tournaments, it's you and the caddy, right?
Yeah.
So a few less people to feel your feelings.
Yeah.
But like now when I look back on the basketball journey, I'm like, man, that probably everyone around you was feeling.
Yeah.
Like they could tell you were just like,
oh yeah,
out of your mind.
I know one of the tournaments my best friend caddied for me in, and kind of results back to like swing your swing, play your game. So I'm at professional golf tournaments. How did I get my game good? By doing swinging my swing, playing my game. Well, now I'm on the first tee. I'm thinking of a backswing that's not my backswing. I'm trying to be here, try to look good, when probably my normal swing would look just fine, especially the
ball
shot. Yeah, the shot that it would produce compared to trying to make my backswing look good. And now I don't know where the ball's going because I'm not playing my game. And he kept trying to get me. He was like, dude, play your game, like curve the ball, hit your shots, don't think about anything. Do it like we're back, like you would at home. What are you doing? I'm like, no, no, got to do this. And trying to get me. And then finally we're on a hole. I've got to hit a curve. Like I've got to curve one right to left around this tree. Ends up being like the best shot I hit all day. Stick it to like 2 feet, tap in for birdies. Like, see, there you go. You just did it right there. Do that every time. And I'm like, okay, get on the next tee. Nope, I'm going to do this. Just would not, trust yourself. Pull the trigger, just negative talk. And then if you're positive and you're thinking good and you're not thinking, especially on a golf course, the results are good.
That flow state, because it's easy for me, even me or you, to tell that next person, like, no, just be yourself, be you.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're your best. Like, even sometimes when my wife and I are like climbing, we do indoor climbing right now, and I'll tell her, like, no, you got that.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is it so easy to tell someone else? There's a couple things my mind thinks of, like one of the fear of failure. And it's like, for some reason, you, like I said earlier, you want to have a made up excuse why it didn't work.
Always, yeah.
But you should really try to practice what you preach with that, because
Totally.
like when you tell someone to just be them, they're their best version. And when you lean into it, you have your best opportunity as well.
It is crazy what positive talk and,
because no one knows what the hell they're doing.
No.
In this whole world.
Yeah.
Like there's all these professionals, and I'm not like minimizing anybody.
Yeah.
But everyone is a human, and they're like, I hope I do good today.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what stage they're at, they still panic in something.
Yeah. You got to like snap out of it and be like, who really cares what anybody thinks? Like for you, for instance, if you're doing this podcast and people were like, Zach, don't do that. That's a dumb idea. If you listen to them, you want to be doing what you're doing. I mean, you want to have over 100 episodes. You want to be growing and doing it because you chose to worry about what other people thought. And it's like, if you can't live your life letting other people dictate what you do. Like, it's so silly to think that somebody's comments or thoughts and opinions would change how I'm going to live my life and what I'm going to try to achieve just because somebody that knows nothing about it told me that I shouldn't do it. Like, that's just...
Well, I would never even be sitting here with you.
Yeah.
And that shows you God itself, because we literally connected on Instagram a while back, just talking about Copper Creek.
Yeah.
And then I was like, are you Bryce? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, so we're at that appreciation event. Then we end up hanging out for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then now we're here. It's like, you got to take those opportunities.
Totally.
You can't just like worry or think of what it'd be like if you fail. It's like, just do it.
Yeah.
And like with the pod, I mean, that's huge. And I appreciate you saying
Absolutely.
that, because we wouldn't be sitting here. And I told people this in the beginning, and I tell people this now if they're ever in their head, because like a lot of people will finish the episode and they're like, I hope it was good. And I'm like, did you have a good time? And they say yes. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
That's all that matters.
Totally.
Like, yes, it's recorded, we upload it, but you don't know what value people are going to get from it.
Yeah.
Like, when someone hears about you talking about your ups and downs, and he's like, oh, I'm not a crazy person because I dealt with darkness. Like, it's huge.
Yeah.
And you don't know. And I didn't know that's what it was going to turn into.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I know it's not just always about mental health or always about entrepreneurship. It's about a bunch of things, but it's just believing in yourself and taking that next step. It's the same with real estate.
Yep.
Believing in yourself, doing the steps that are taken daily, getting closings, moving on. Like, it's it's an interesting journey.
Yeah.
But it's definitely goes back to what you said, where it's can't think of what other people are, like their opinions that they're giving you.
Yeah.
Just live every day.
Absolutely.
Take it a little less serious.
Yeah. Quit living in fear.
It's crazy to see how much ups and downs you can go through before you got to a career that's full of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to not only get the negative thoughts growing up, but then you got it again in your career and you overcame it. But now it's like this new version of yourself.
Totally.
Because I would have never known any of that.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally feel like it's almost like embarrassing to think that I felt that way.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, everything happens for a reason, and I probably don't understand why I needed to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's taught, like, now I know, like, hey, this is what happens when you start letting opinions creep in, thoughts creep in. You have to be protective of where you are, like, mentally, what you're thinking. And it reminds you of the way you treat others and the way you talk to other people has an effect on them. So it makes you kind of watch how you speak with others. Not like you'd speak bad, but like your tone and everything. Like, you don't know what somebody's dealing with. So you always need to just be thoughtful of the fact that everybody's human, everybody's different. You don't know their situation. Try to have some respect regardless of kind of how you're feeling. It's always treat people how you'd want to be treated. Like, it's that simple. Yeah. It's a grade school.
Yeah. Man, I love that you were so open and vulnerable, though, because when we were about to start, you're like, yeah, I'm nervous. And I was like, bro, you'll enjoy it. And then you talk about heavy stuff that's like not only helping you and I in this conversation, but helping others that may be going through something, because you don't know who's in a dark place. So I think it's really cool of you to want to share it.
I appreciate that. I did think I was going to choke on my tongue as soon as we started this.
Well, I appreciate you being a part of it.
Yeah, man.
Tell me about your brand real quick, since you gave me this hat.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
So 18 Brews. It's funny. It started off as a joke. A buddy that I worked with at a golf course, we were like, man, we need to come up with a business idea. And I mean, really, I know two things, and it's real estate and golf. I obviously didn't learn anything else in school. So I figured, a golf would be the business to kind of go into. And we're going to do hats, polos, shirts, pullovers, and some head covers. But just kind of getting it started. So I'm excited. We made some OKC hats. It was only supposed to be like 2 of them, but something messed up, and they turned out good though. So
they look good.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I saw yours that you were wearing when I came in. I didn't even see you had the extra.
Yeah,
like, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I was like, I hope he's a Thunder fan. I'll give him one of these.
No, and I love it, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
And what I said earlier about like your openness, vulnerability. I know you were nervous, but it was fun.
Man, it's been a blast.
I appreciate you doing this. You're welcome back anytime.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm very excited for you to kind of take me through a little bit of golfing too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we're gonna do it. Absolutely.
Well, bro, I appreciate you.
Hey, dude, I appreciate you, and I love what you're doing, man.
Thank you so
Keep
much,
going.
man. Yes, sir.